Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Agri with Smriti. In this channel, I will be explaining you different kinds of agriculture topics in a very simple, easy and basic way. And today's lecture we will start with the basics of agriculture, the introductory portion of agriculture. This channel is going to be useful for the agriculture students and the beginners who really want to build a strong foundation in their studies. So let's start. First, coming to what is agriculture? Agriculture is a Latin combination of two Latin words, that is ager plus cultura. Ager is meaning soil and cultura means cultivation. So, which is known as cultivation of soil. If we go for a definition in a simple definition way, we can simply say that agriculture is a very big term which covers all sides of crop production, animal rearing or livestock farming, you can say forestry and fisheries. So I will explain all these topics in the later slides in a thorough way. For definition, you can remember that agriculture is a very big term which covers the crop production, livestock farming, forestry, fisheries, and many more. In livestock farming, if for example, if I say in livestock farming, you can say poultry rearing, goat rearing, sheep rearing, like that. So the next slide. Components of agriculture. The components of agriculture contains crop production. In crop production, we do growing plants like rice, wheat, pulses, millets, fruits, vegetables. Not only those, other crops like plantation crops, all those things. Plantation crops are like coffee, coconut. These are plantation crops. Then coming to animal husbandry. Rearing of animals or raising animals like cow, goats, chicken, or milk for milk, meat. Why do we rear them? There is a purpose of rearing them. We also, as we know, human beings are social beings, so we need help from other beings. That's why we rear them. We rear a dog for security, for friendliness. We rear a cow for milk. We rear a goat for its meat. We rear a chicken for egg or its like meat, all those things. Then agroforestry, that means growing of cultivable crops along with forestries. We also need forestries. It is very important. Not everything which we are growing in agricultural field is enough for us. So we need to sustain, we need to cover all those things. Okay. Then coming to fisheries, fisheries and aquaculture. What is? We rear fishes not only for eating purpose. Fish has property of water quality management too. So we'll go in that in deeper sections. For today, you are just understand these are the components: crop production, animal husbandry, agroforestry, and fisheries. Then coming to types of agriculture, subsistence farming. Why do we do farming or agriculture? To feed our family. To get why we every day the one thing that we repeat is eating. So we need to eat. For eating, for feeding our family, we do agriculture. Why do we do agriculture? Another reason is commercial. For profit. We grow things so that we can sell them and gain profit as our country is selling. Right? So बोला जाता है इंडिया इज अ कृषि प्रधान देश है इंडिया एक क्यों बोला जाता है क्योंकि इंडिया में सबसे ज़्यादा एग्रीकल्चर किया जाता है मोस्ट ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन एग्रीकल्चर then coming to organic agriculture every day whatever we eat we 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 need so many productions why इतना ज़्यादा population बढ़ रहा है we need productions but for production करने के लिए the land is not enough the resources are not enough so we're putting chemicals but those are harmful for us right that's why we go for organic culture we try to grow them with all the natural substances that are available around us we try to build new products out of nature this is also a different branch we will talk about it later then modern scientific agriculture क्या होता है Using of machines. पहले क्या होता था? Farmers used to do. All the labor work will be done by farmers. So it takes a lot of time to produce a large amount of crop or anything we are producing. So that's why modern culture came. Machines came, fertilizer came, improved seeds came, so that we can get higher production in less amount of time, like that. Why do we need to study agriculture? This is very important. Why do we need to study agriculture? To understand how food is produced. We are just eating and we are just sleeping. ऐसे life नहीं होता. We need to know how food is produced, why food is produced, how to improve the productivity of the food, how to make it sustainable. Sustainable why? आज आपका land is producing so many things for you and कल को तुम उस चीज को खा के खत्म कर दोगे. Later you need to give it to your next generation, but nothing will be there for them. Why? You consumed everything without thinking about the future. So we have to be sustainable. Sustainable agriculture is our today's motto. Then to explore careers in farming, research and agribusiness. Agriculture is a huge base for researchers. बहुत कुछ है यहाँ पर ढूंढने के लिए पढ़ने के लिए. So this is the reason we study agriculture. Not only this, और भी बहुत सारे reasons है, but this is the main cause. Coming to the basic branches, see this topic, this section is very huge if you go, but we will try to cover it in only one sentences just for your understanding. Coming to the basic branches are agronomy. It is the study of the management of crops, how crops are managed, how soil is improved, how other climatic conditions are improved so that the crop that we are cultivating gives us more productivity. Horticulture is a branch which deals with the cultivation of fruits, vegetables, coming to your flowers and ornamental plants. Whenever you go to any beautiful bungalow or any big public place, तो वहाँ पर there will be gardens. All those gardens are prepared with such a beauty, with such a intellect कि वो सब चीज़ें are studied in ornamental plantations or ornamental culture in horticulture. Then coming to animal husbandry. I have already told you, rearing and breeding of animals for food, labor and other products, right? We get things from them, we get labor from them, food from them. That's why we are rearing as well as breeding them. We are increasing their population too. We cannot sustain with the only existing population, right? We have to increase it also. That's why we are doing that. Then coming to fisheries and aquaculture, cultivation of fish, prawns, and other aquatic animals. Why? To water quality management, for different taste. You don't only eat meat. There is also a wide variety of food availability in oceans, in water, which is fish, prawn, crab, all those things. And then forestry. What is forestry? Here it is given. Management and conservation of forest and trees. For what? Why do we need forest? Why do we need to manage them? Again, we are going to get something from it. That is timber. Timber like wood. We will get wood or big woods for paper making, for fuel wood, all those things. And environment conservation. We need to conserve our environment. Why global warming is increasing? There is a reason, because there is a huge amount of deforestation going on. That is the reason that global warming is increasing, which is leading to glacier meltdown, and later there will be huge flood in the earth. I'm just giving you a consequences of the series of actions that are happening in the current situation, right? So this is the reason we need to not only cultivate for ourselves but also conserve for the environment, for the future generation, like that. Then coming to agriculture engineering. Agriculture is always thought to be a work of poor farmers. No, now it has changed. There is a new definition to agriculture. Now there is agriculture engineering. We apply technology to do farming. We use farming machineries tractors, irrigation systems like drip irrigation, sprinkling irrigation, then post-harvest technologies. We are eating so many different kinds of post-harvest products, byproducts. For example, jelly from tomato or strawberry, jam, all these things. Okay. Then coming to plant pathology. Plant pathology is the study of plant diseases, like for example fungal infection in potato or any other rice or wheat. So we need to understand that disease, why it is happening, who is the vector, means carrier of that fungus or that bacteria or that virus, whatever it is. So these things are studied in plant pathology. Means studying the disease and then finding its cure or its improvement, how to protect plants from them. So, finding other methods. Then, soil science, very basic subject to study when you study agriculture. You have to go through soil science. You have to know what is soil, how it is built, what are the components of soil, and what is its fertility, why, so that we can understand what is there in the soil and what is not, why the plant is not growing. Sometimes we see koi plant bada hota hai, there are some yellow leaves are there might be some nutrient deficiency in it. That nutrients comes from soil, so there is the deficiency in the soil. So to understand that, we need to read about soil, nutrient management, nutrient availability, how to give them, how to provide nutrients. Everything is different, right? Then coming to entomology, studies of insects, not only to understand how insects are, how their edible habits or how they look like, to understand how they interact with plants, how they interact in a good way and a bad way. Insects interact in both good way and bad way. Example, bees. They do pollination, very important for the plants, right? Then coming to agriculture biotechnology. This is the portions that I have done my master's on, so I can give you a bigger insight of it. So agriculture biotechnology is improving crops and animals through breeding and modern science like tissue culture, hybrid, making of hybrids, developing high yield, pest resistant variety, example golden rice, hybrid rice, disease resistant tomato, all these things. So if you see the branches, these are the branches of agriculture. And that's it for today's video. I hope you understood whatever I tried to make you understand. And do let me know which section you didn't understand or I can improve, or you want me to explain next in the next videos. So yeah, and I really want to know, have you ever helped in farming or did any agriculture work? If you did so, share your experience down in the comment section. I will be thrilled to read that. So yeah, bye. See you next time.